Yas Department to form youth policy soon to save youth from drugs, announces Yas Minister Govindas Konthausam. Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the MAMI TV English News Bulletin. I'm ALBINA RIAMEI. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Govindas Konthausam has remarked it unfortunate that Manipur is among drug cartel prone zones as per a report of the United Nations. The minister announced that the Youth Affairs and Sports (YAS) department will soon form a youth policy and primary focus on youths to build a healthy society. The minister was speaking at the celebration of 23rd Foundation Day of Herbert School located at Sangangai today. MLA of Patsoy Assembly Constituency, Sapam Kunja Kishore, Vice Chancellor of DM University, Professor N. Raj Mohan, and Principal of the school, Dr. K. Nabachandra, were among those who graced the event. Speaking further, Minister Govindas expressed concern over the rising use of drug among the youth. He said it is high time parents and guardians closely monitor the change in behavior of their children. The parents must also be aware of their children's friend circle and influence from their surrounding environment, mentioning that many bright students had fallen victims to drugs because of the influence of wrong friend circle. The minister expressed the need to build a healthy society for students in order to build a healthy society at large.
Youth Affairs and Sports Department youth ki policy koi puthora agani puthokpa is just not sitting in the chair and walking out on the table. Practical oibada kari tawba yai koi Manipur sida we have to bring some change under the leadership of our honorable Chief Minister Sri N. Biren Singh. Aduda koi work tawjari aduna koi masigi si koi praja dagi su public domain da thamaganda public opinion so koi lakshin na ba koi honajage.
Prizes were distributed to position holders of the school in the Class 12 examination 2022 conducted by COSEM as part of the observance. The rector of RIAMEI, Professor L. Ranjit, has expressed the need to increase the number of police personnel deployed at RIAMEI and to open a women police cell in the hospital complex. He was speaking at the inaugural event of the newly renovated police picket of RIAMEI today. Medical Superintendent of RIAMEI, Professor N. Sanjeev, SP of Imphal West District Police, KSH Sivakanta, were also present on the occasion. Speaking further, Professor L. Ranjit said many victims of sexual and domestic violence and cases under POCSO Act have been provided treatment at RIAMEI Hospital. In order to provide necessary legal help and facilitate proper investigation of the cases, Professor L. Ranjit expressed the need to have a women police cell at the hospital, stating that the police picket of RIAMEI has also 10 police personnel. He further stressed the necessity to increase the number of personnel to ensure security of the 1,200 bedded RIAMEI hospital in a land area of 300 acres. Besides, many emergency cases related to many incidents are reported at the casualty ward. As such, strengthening the police personnel of the police picket will help in ensuring necessary formalities taken up in connection with the cases, he said. Professor L. Ranjit also highlighted the need to conduct regular patrol activities inside RIAMEI complex.
Police labor has hospital and they will protect all the staff members of the institute, including doctors, nurses, and other staff members. Mortuary labor maramna was what him conduct on the police was essential way. Aduna Hajar police massing hingat payabri view, women gi selama sembiu, areas am sawanina, maramata, petroling kananabadu provision of Tambiova.
Speaking on the occasion, SP of Imphal West District Police, KSH Shivakanta, said the responsibility and duty of police personnel deployed at RIAMEI is not an easy one. Although RIAMEI has its own security, people seem to develop a sense of fear when they see police personnel clad in khaki uniform. He further stressed the vital role of the police personnel in ensuring safety of doctors, nurses, staff, patients and properties of RIAMEI when an unwanted incident takes place, stating that the role of doctors and nurses is not lesser than that of the police personnel. He said that it is an obligation and duty of the police personnel to provide security for the healthcare workers. SP Sivakanta further stated that steps will be taken to deploy more police personnel to provide round-the-clock service to check antisocial elements and to ensure safety to students and staff of RIAMEI. He also assured that initiative will be taken to conduct routine patrol duty inside RIAMEI complex by a police team led by an SDPO.
ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥꯅ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯗꯣꯛꯇꯔꯗ ꯇꯥꯏꯅꯕ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯡꯅꯥꯎ ꯊꯨꯒꯥꯏꯕ ꯅꯨꯡ ꯅꯪꯁꯤꯟꯕ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯣꯛꯇ꯭ꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯃꯔꯛ ꯃꯔꯛꯇ ꯍꯦꯛꯇ ꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯃꯇꯝꯁꯤꯗ ꯗꯣꯛꯇꯔ ꯑꯗꯒꯤ ꯅꯔꯁꯦꯁ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯥꯐꯁꯤꯡꯗ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯅꯤꯡꯍꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤꯁꯨ ꯁꯦꯕꯥ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯀꯠꯊꯣꯛꯑꯒ ꯑꯌꯨꯛ ꯅꯨꯡꯊꯤꯜ ꯑꯍꯤꯡ ꯈꯥꯏꯗꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯗ꯭ꯌꯨꯇꯤ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯂꯥꯏꯐ ꯀꯟꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯇꯧꯔꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯗ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯚꯤꯖꯤꯇꯔꯒꯤ ꯁꯥꯏꯠꯇꯒꯤ ꯄꯦꯁꯦꯟ ꯄꯥꯔꯇꯤ ꯁꯥꯏꯠꯇꯒꯤ ꯀ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯝꯗꯒꯤ ꯊꯣꯛꯄꯁꯤ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯅꯨꯡꯉꯥꯏꯇꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯇꯝ ꯆꯥꯅ control ꯇꯧꯅꯕ ꯍꯣꯠꯅꯕꯗ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯔꯤꯝꯁ ꯄꯦꯀꯦꯠꯁꯤꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯇꯤꯛ ꯆꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯊꯧꯗꯥꯡ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯧꯒꯅꯤ ꯑꯩ ꯊꯝꯖꯒꯦ.
Now we have a short commercial break. Stay tuned for more updates.
Welcome you all to UNACO School Channel Imphal East, an exclusive co-educational residential school located on a sprawling 50 acres campus just 24 km away from Imphal city. The school will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. Academic session will begin on 1st April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Registration come admission open for 2023 and 24 session.
Dr. Helena Optometric College North AOC Imphal के academic session 2022-23 के admission हौजरे program offer Bachelor of Optometry specialties दा मटिक चारवा infrastructure गलोइनना secure campus, spacious classroom amadi well-maintained library, meritorious students singi special fee concession amadi scholarship, well-qualified, dedicated amadi experience level.
Welcome back. In a landmark ruling, the Supreme Court on Monday upheld the validity of the 103rd Constitution Amendment providing 10% reservation to people belonging to the economically weaker section EWS in admissions and government jobs. The top court said the law of the EWS quota does not violate the basic structure of the Constitution. The EWS quota is not discriminatory and does not alter the basic structure of the Constitution, said the majority judgment of a Supreme Court bench today. 3 judges, Justices Dinesh Maheshwari, Bela Trivedi and J.B. Pardiwala upheld the act and 2 judges dissented. Justice S. Rabindra Bhatt passed a dissent order calling the law discriminatory and violative of basic structure. Chief Justice Lalit also concurred with the view of Justice S. Rabindra Bhatt. Justice Trivedi ruled that EWS quota law isn't discriminatory. Justice Maheshwari said that EWS quota law doesn't violate basic structure or equality code for taking into account economic criteria. It doesn't also cause damage to any essential feature by exceeding 50% ceiling for quota, since the ceiling is itself flexible. The 103rd Constitutional Amendment was cleared by Parliament in January 2019 and was instantly challenged in the Supreme Court. While most opposition parties, including the Congress, did not oppose the law, as many as 40 petitions were heard by the Supreme Court against it, including by the state of Tamil Nadu, which has among the highest reservation in the country, arranged in a delicate balance. The petitioners had questioned several aspects of the EWS quota, including how it could cross the 50% national cap on reservation set by the Supreme Court in 1992 and whether it changed the basic structure of the Constitution. The case was first presented before 3 judges who referred it to a larger 5-judge bench in 2019. This September, the court held a marathon 6.5-day hearing of the case and reserved its verdict. Manipur Muslim Welfare Organization MMWO has handed over 15 outsiders found settling in the state without valid inner line permits to Haingang police station. As informed by MMWO, the organization conducted drive at Mantri Pukri Friends Colony this morning. During the drive, they found 15 outsiders settling in the state without valid ILP. The outsiders were handed over to Haingang police station to take a necessary legal action, it said. Speaking about the drive, President of MMWO, Korimayum Bobi, said the organization will continue to conduct conduct the drive along with other clubs and organizations in the state. He also sought cooperation from owners of rented houses during the drives.
Ngasi asi illegal migrant amadi ILP card valid oiba sing thidokpui khongjang ama oina tonga mafam thingda MMW na makata zathu oina mantri puki fence colony da valid oiba sing thidokpagi saru amada mioi kaya amano ILP card ki valid sing loiraga daiba thengnai hariba makoi sing ase hoje hangang PS ta sinaragani.
As part of security measures ahead of Sangai Festival 2022, a team of Imphal West District Police Commando conducted house-to-house search operation in Ningombam Awang Lekai area this morning. According to a police report, the team searched around 75 houses and verified 115 persons, including 2 bailouts. However, no one was picked up during the operation. A man was found dead in Kangla Mode opposite to Hotel Classic at North AOC last midnight. According to police report, the deceased has been identified as Laikram Punsiba alias Naumacha, age 21, son of El Ibungo of Chalao village. The dead body has been reportedly taken to RIAMEI mortuary for post-mortem. The cause of death is yet to be ascertained. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge attacked Prime Minister Narendra Modi today over the government 2016 demonetization move, saying the Prime Minister is yet to acknowledge this epic failure that led to the fall of the economy. Kharge's remark a day before demonetization's 6th anniversary came over a media report which said that the currency with the public has jumped to a new high of 30.88 lakh crore as of October 21. Demonetization was promised to free the country of black money, but it destroyed businesses and ruined jobs. 6 years after the master stroke, the cash available in public is 72% higher than that in 2016, Kharge said in a tweet. The Congress president also added that Prime Minister is yet to acknowledge this epic failure that led to fall of economy. According to the fortnightly data on money supply released by the RBI on Friday, the currency with the public increased to 30.88 lakh crore as on October 21. The Aam Aadmi Party AAP today announced the names of 12 more candidates, including former Patidar Quota leader Alpesh Kathiria for the upcoming Gujarat Assembly elections. The Arvind Kejriwal-led AAP, which has been trying to project itself as the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party's main contender in Gujarat, released its 11th list of candidates today. With this, it has so far declared 130 candidates for polls to the 182-member Gujarat Assembly, which will be held in 2 phases on December 1 and 5. The counting of votes will be taken up on December 8. The Gujarat High Court today took suo motu cognizance of the Morbi Bridge collapse tragedy and issued notices to the state government and local authorities and also sought a status report in the matter by November 14. The collapse of the British-era suspension bridge in Morbi on October 30 claimed 135 lives. A division bench of Chief Justice Arvind Kumar and Justice Ashutosh Sastry issued notices to the Gujarat government through the Chief Secretary, State Home Department, Commissioner of Municipalities, Morbi Municipality, District Collector and State Human Rights Commission and released the matter on November 14. It also sought a status report from the Chief Secretary and Home Secretary by next Monday, when the matter will come up for hearing. The State Human Rights Commission has also been directed to file a report on the matter by November 14. The court took on its own cognizance of the incident on the basis of a newspaper report. The North Korean military said its response to US-South Korean war drills would be resolute and overwhelming, state media reported today. The warning came after a spat of North Korean weapons tests last week, including an intercontinental ballistic missile, as the United States and South Korea conducted their biggest ever Air Force exercise. The United States and South Korea have warned that such missile launches could culminate in a nuclear test by North Korea. The North Korean military, formerly known as the Korean People's Army (KPA), said it was responding to a vigilant storm, the US-South Korean exercise, describing it as an open provocation, according to the official Korean Central News Agency KCNA. The United States has dismissed criticism of the exercise as North Korean propaganda, saying it posed no threat to other nations. The North Korean Air Force also conducted a large-scale all-out combat sortie operation involving 500 planes, according to KCNA. Let's look at the top news headlines once again. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. Have a great evening.